It is Saturday, July 18th, 2015. The moon Okonoki Tsotsitsitsbi. And this morning I had a visit from comic book artist, illustrator Natalie Asplin, who I guess last night been driving down the road on her way home and came across this little baby Western Kingbird. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with him. I checked him out. Doesn't seem to have any skeletal issues. Doesn't seem to have any external wounds, anything like that. But being as how he was sitting in the road, it suggests that he might have had a bump or something. He is a little fledgling, so he seems to have all of his feathers at this point. So it looks to me like he could probably do a little bit of short flight in the bushes if he wanted to, if he wasn't injured. I suspect he's got, like I said, I suspect because he was in the road, he probably got bumped or something, which got him to be in the situation he's in. So I had him eat a little bit, and I'm going to just feed him throughout the day, strengthen him up, and I've been playing him the songs, the songs of his ancestors, using iBird Pro. I have 3 Western Kingbird songs to play, and he's been responding. That's why he's whistling so much right now. He's making the sound. So this is the dawn song of the Western Kingbird that I'm playing him. Just trying to give him some of the right sound to mimic. But yeah, I'm hoping that as a little fledgling, he won't be with us very long. If he got bumped or something, maybe he's just kind of stunned and he needs somewhere to rest for a day, something like that. Sitting out on the road, of course, he would have been easy picking for lots of predators. So here he's going to get a second chance, and hopefully whatever he's suffering from, he pulls through it quickly and is able to get on his way. Alright, so good news. I had the little baby Kingbird on my kitchen table. I was cleaning house, and I've got a little bit of food into him. And he took a flight, and of course he bumped the window. He was going for the window. So I brought him outside. He can hang out in this cage, in this enclosure, and he can kind of just recover for a day, I think. And if he's fluttering around in here pretty good, then tomorrow I think I can bring him to the pond and maybe find a family to introduce him to, a fledgling Western Kingbird family. But yeah, if he's ready to fly and stuff, then he's fledging off. I don't know how much more feeding his parents would normally do for him. Probably some. So I'll probably, I will for sure keep coming out here today and giving him food and stuff that to keep him strong. Probably bring him in for the night where it's warm, and then we'll see how he does. Yeah, but so far signs are looking pretty good for this little guy. Hey baby. Hey babies. Are you hungry? Are you starving? Oh, let's get you some food, huh? Let's get you some food. Yeah, yeah. Little baby, huh? Is that good? Is that good? Yeah? A little bit more? Oh, very good. You're so hungry. You're such a hungry little baby. Yummy, yummy. I'm gonna give you some more in a little bit. Yeah, so seems to be doing pretty good. He's figured out that I'm here to feed him. So he's eating from my hand now. I don't have to kind of like open his beak to put it in. He knows the drill now. He's fluttering around in the enclosure a little bit. He's spending most of the time on the ground. But I have come out here and found him up on some of the perches once or twice. But for the most part he's on the ground, so he is just a little bit, maybe just a little bit young. Maybe he's the runt of maybe he's the last one hatched or something like that out of his nest. And so he's a day or two behind his siblings. And while they had to get moving, he couldn't keep up. It's one potential theory I've got about how he came to be in this situation. I mean, he doesn't seem to be injured, but he was a little weak when he got here, I think. Now that he's eaten a bit, he is flying a little bit, but and he's eating good. I have high hopes for him to, you know, within a couple of days perhaps have a release even. As soon as I see him, you know, spending more of his time on the perches and maybe able to get his own food, not relying completely on begging. As soon as I see those two things, I think it'll be time to find him a release point. I have Natalie looking into whether or not the family itself is still around her area. If it is, we'll try to release this bird right back with his family. If not, then I know a place where there are Western Kingbird families, and I'll release him there so he's got some company. And yeah, he's doing good so far. So it's evening time, just after 6 o'clock, and I've brought the little Kingbird inside. When I brought him inside, I tried to set him down on the kitchen table, which is where I had him this morning, and he immediately flew across the house and onto the sill of our large living room window, which is a good place for him. I think I'll leave him there for tonight. That's a good place. He's up high, safe. He has a view of the trees and this kind of a thing. He seems pretty happy. Gonna feed him. I've been feeding him a little bit of, every half hour, a little bit of a kind of a protein pate, basically, which he seems to be taking well too. It's working. I don't know what his parents would be feeding him right now. He's he's a large flycatcher, the Kingbird, and so his parents are probably feeding him insects. And in fact, from the poops that he was making when he first came here, it did look like he had invertebrate exoskeleton in his poops. But they're also known for eating berries, and this time of year the berries are becoming ripe. So I wonder if his parents are adding any berries to his diet. In fact, in Blackfoot they're called Sycominiwan, these birds, which means they kind of hoard their berries, and they're known for being fierce protectors of both their nest areas and their berry patches. Anyway, I'm going to give him some food. You want some food, little guy? There you go. A little bit more? Had what he wanted. Yep, he seems to be fairly happy and strong and doing good. Enjoying his stay here with me, which won't be too long. I think once I see him using perches, which he is, he's up high. That's good. I wanted him off the ground, one thing. And then the other thing is that I wanted him to have, to be getting his own food, not doing the begging thing. Because I don't know Maybe that's why his parents, maybe that's why he's in trouble in here. Maybe his parents expected him to already be done begging and getting his own food, or somewhat getting his own food. He could have been the last bird to hatch, the last of his siblings to hatch, and so he could have siblings that are 1, 2, 3, 4 days ahead of him in development, which is a long time for a little bird. And so maybe he was having a hard time keeping up. I don't know what the situation is, but it looks good for him to be able to make a full return to kingbird life in the wild pretty soon, within days, I would think.